Hey there, Pumpkin. Welcome back to you. We're going to go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, ChainLink, and the PulseChain ecosystem, giving you some quick updates. It's going to be very fascinating to see what lies ahead for our future. This is Bitcoin. We are still hovering around this zone, friends. And there were rumors that SEC Gary Gensler resigned, but a few people have tracked the sources of those rumors. And it turns out the same people talking about those rumors were also putting out fake rumors of XRP being bought by the US Fed and other things that did not turn out to be true. But here we are. Here's Bitcoin. It is hovering around resistance here. And also, I want to share this really cool story with you. I don't know if you remember, I was talking about this cute trader who has this short on Ethereum. He had a couple of $1 million short on Ethereum, and his liquidation price was 1945, so 1945, 1950 on Ethereum, and then we actually pinged him. If we go down here, I'm going to delete it right now. Just a very quick note for you. When you see these, friends, a lot of you want to know how to read this. Whenever you see charts like this, or you see tables of people's positions, the first thing you want to do is just have a look at their net value, so you can see how much they're controlling. You can look at their size here. But also what's important is if you go look at their lick price, most people will not show you the liquidation price. This is from GMX, the perpetual futures trading platform. So everything is public, but most people will not show liquidation price. And it's funny, it's just because people don't want to be tagged and teased if the market pings them. The mark price is what the price is at right now on time of the screenshot. And their entry is right here. So you can see where they were actually short from. So this dude at the time was short from $1,706. And if we go down, you can actually see, friends, we actually pinged him. Look at this poor sucker. We came down. It was funny. We had this and we actually went up, boop, and then we just come back down. But this is where it actually takes a cute little turn. He is going the way of the degenerate. He has actually, I'm going to show you a surprise. What has he done? He's reloaded his position, friends. This is exactly what happens in gambling. This is what happens in a casino. People come in, they throw more money in, and they just put a short again. So now his liquidation price is $2,000. That's funny to see. So here he is. I mean, should we change it up and accommodate to our new friend's liquidation stop price? It's just like you keep doing this, you're asking for trouble, because now you're not being objective. Now you want to make your money back. So this is when you see something like this, the fact that he's reloaded, this is one of the things in trading and investing you should never do. You just keep reloading and that's what they say. People keep trying to fight the market, or they just can't accept the loss. They can't accept that they were wrong on that decision. They want to keep adding and adding and adding and adding. Of course, all of these, you can run with this idea with anything, because when I DCA, when I hold for 1, 2, 3 years and I have a long-term view, you could easily say the same thing. You can say, well, you're not adjusting to new information. You keep trying to fight the market as well. So it doesn't matter what happens. You can't please everybody. At some point, you have to take the risk. You just have to say, well, I'm committing for a certain amount of time, and that's it. The difference is this person had a stop. His stop was 1,945. It actually hit him out. It got him out. He's got back in. When you're doing investing, I never ever say to myself, well, I'm in this for 30 days, 1 month. We'll see how we go. 6 months. We'll see. We should be we should be up by the end of the year. So that's when I'll get out. I never ever say that. I always say December 2025. Everybody who tries to steer away from that direction, they are soy boys. They wear brown crumpled slippers. They got hunchbacks. They drink room temperature water way too often. So you know exactly what time it is, friends. It's because they're projecting. They look at themselves in the mirror. They see a loser. They then want to poke holes in the contradictions of everything else out there. That's what's actually going on. And if we move on to ChainLink, just like many other altcoins, it did absolutely poop for the past 13 months. But this is like one of the most watched charts in crypto right now. This has been in a channel for a long time. And then what we did is we went and we broke it down when there was these SEC or the pooping. We went down, and this was, see, friends, this is why I'm just, look, you can trade, but I'm telling you, I'll bet 98% chance you're going to lose. I would rather, but when everyone trades, please tell me your positions, because I'm literally just going to do the opposite. Look what happened here. We had, this is what was going on during the ChainLink FUD. So you had a range form. Look at this. Yeah, we had a range form for literally 13 months. down, up. We pinged in this zone, and we had super fundamental news come out. We had ChainLink staking. We had these upgrades come out, and everybody was like, yes, ChainLink staking. They also had Swift. Swift officially announced, yes, we are using ChainLink. We like the ChainLink. We like the bugs. So you had super bullish news. All of these things happening. ChainLink, one of the most adopted in crypto. And then we broke the range. We went and we broke down the bottom. And everybody was in absolute, like, we were just so depressed. We watched the range low break down. That's what it looked like. Okay, this is exactly what it looked like. You see these fat red candles? Everybody on Twitter, everybody on YouTube were like, well, it's over. It's literally over. We sat in a range for 13 months. The Chainlink team just announced they're going to keep dumping more tokens. That is completely over. And what happens? We go back up here. I saw many people on Twitter. Many people. They had, you see this level here? This is when they do that whole support becomes resistance thing. It's like one of the most common tropes of crypto. So usually when we come back to a channel, we break through it, we come back, everybody gets short here. Everyone gets short here. Look what happened here. You see these two big fat red candles? That's people going like, okay, that's it. The bearish retest, here it is. Let's go get short. I'm gonna make a lot of money, right? And then, boop, boop, boop. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You were wrong, actually. Wow, really wrong. So this is life of trading, okay? Markets ping orders. Markets always find blood. They suss out the weak people. They get them out. They go the other way. It's very common. It's very violent, these swings. I mean, I'm in the game 24/7. I've seen this time and time again. It's boring to me because I just see it so many times. But there's always a new round of suckers to come and try to play the game. I can tell you right now. So you might say, because I'm showing this to you objectively, you might look at this chart and say, okay, clearly it's going to go up. But you, my friend, you are a baby doll with a straight back. You got your fluffy slippers on. You like to enjoy salt and vinegar chips from time to time. You are objective. You are not in the trade. I can tell you right now, many people are short. They don't want to take their loss. They don't want to take their loss. And I wouldn't be surprised if they added shorts here. Classic trope. They're short here. They're short here. Maybe they needed it to come down here to get out. It comes back down. They DCA. And they're not. It's going the other way. Now they're going to keep adding. And we're going to see probably a monster move. This is what we call in the Wyckoff distribution pattern, where you do this little poppy. This is the creek here. It comes back down. And now we have the spring. So we might see a fast return to this $7, $8 zone. Come back up here. We might see something like that. And that'll be fascinating to see, because it just... This is why I'm just telling you, don't come play in the game. Don't step in the ring with Mike Tyson. Go play another sport. That's what I'm telling you. There are plenty of sports to play. Play a sport where everybody wins. Go play golf. You drink your cocktails. Maybe you party with your friends. You know, that's a fun game. Why are you going bare knuckle, bare fist fighting with Mike Tyson in his prime? Why are you doing that to yourself? Because this is what I mean by this. We had a crypto bear market. Chainlink was strong. We had two huge bullish news. We had Chainlink staking come out. It still couldn't erase us from this crappy range. By the way, this range went for a long time. See this range? We're just pinging up and down, up and down. We had bullish Chainlink news, still couldn't come up. We couldn't do anything. I think it came out November, December. Who cares, right? So we had that. And then we also had Swift announcing the official partnership. So you had all this bullish news. I'm like, what the hell? Why aren't you going up? This is what the average person is thinking. And then we just go down and we actually break the low. And then you're like, uh-oh, we've closed below this yearly range. We've actually closed before it. The candles have closed and stopped there. That means it's over. No, we're going back in the range. So I love this game. I love seeing it. I love seeing people get destroyed. This is just trading. This is a game. But not everyone's cut for it. You can barely hold a position, right? For like commit for 12 to 24 months, there is no way you're telling me out of 100 people, more than 2 of you are going to commit to taking losses religiously, accepting that you just suck for this month, or you're not getting the market, or fine-tuning, or just doing something else. Very low chance you do that. So it'll be very interesting if we continue to go up this Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Maybe it does actually play out. It'll be very funny, because Chainlink had a lot of FUD, man, a lot. And we're just going to see how the future is going to go from here. Now, if we move on to HEX and PulseChain, I got some tweets from Richard Hart as well. So here he's talking about degeneracy. So there's a lot of degeneracy. I guess I could start. So he's basically, we got to start and end with this one, friends. He says, the fact that markets exist, or that I tell you they exist, does not mean you're being told to participate in them. shopping malls sell a lot of things. You're not supposed to buy everything in those things. So what he actually did was he brought out PEPE farms. He brought out the PEPE farms, PEPE from Ethereum and PEPE. He brought out the farms, and then he started to, we got the transaction here. He's talking to people. He's tagging PEPE here, friends. So in this tweet, he's tagged PEPE, and he says, do you prefer the buy to one that's up 100% today or just 1%? So this is where everything's starting to get blurry for everybody, but I know I've seen this before. I've seen this. I keep using this example. I've seen this with like Kanye West. I've seen this with sports stars, other creative stuff. I've seen this in some games I've played. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Resident Evil. Basically, everyone knows and loves the classics of whatever the art or form creation is appearing, and then the leaders make an executive decision, right, to go a different direction that is too far from what the original people would like to see. So Kanye West songs, everybody loves Graduation, the early album. Then he started making 808s and Heartbreaks. Everyone was like, oh, okay, we can deal with that. Then he started going into really like alternative sounding weirdo stuff, and it lost a lot of people. But the crazy thing is the guy got more popular. He got more popular. If you guys are familiar with Resident Evil, right? There's a classic horror game on PlayStation, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. The camera angle was over the top. It was like a fixed camera angle. And then what happened is, surprise, surprise, I made the same game, except now, here's your dude with your gun, and they're like, whoa, you're watching the dude from behind, and here's your little crosshair running around. And for some reason, we all lost our minds, and then this shot off the genre in a completely different angle, and Resident Evil 4 became one of the best-selling games of all time. So even though the classics were great, this thing came out, and we're like, whoa, this is big. Now, these are super risky, by the way, because I'm only talking to you with survivorship bias here. Even I'm aware. I'm only showing you ones that my brain can quickly recite to you. So perhaps what I'm saying here, I'm drawing to you, is perhaps what we call old Richard, where a lot of you know Top Hat Richard from like 2017, 2018, 2019, where he was like, one coin. We're only going to talk about one coin, one brand. Well, unfortunately, you're now going to have to divorce that idea, because the future is very clear now. I mean, if he's shilling stuff like this now, it's an insight into what's going to happen. But a lot of people are going to say this is a necessary evil, right? You know, when it even came to, for example, when I was playing Resident Evil, a lot of people said, well, if the company makes a lot of money and popularity with this game, some people justified it, and they said, well, if they made so much riches off it, they would eventually be able to reward the fans in the future and do like a fan fiction donation. And they did. They did do some remakes. We got Resident Evil 1 and 2 remake, and they're actually great. Right? These are computer games. It's funny. It even happens in the game world, friends. And Kanye West, same thing. Kanye West went back and he made some like old school sounding songs here and there. So how does this translate with Richard's story? I don't know. I can't see the future. But if I was to speculate, and this whole game is speculation, I feel like at one point we will just see, I know it's get crazy, just a random HEX pump to the heavens. But it won't be anytime soon. I'm not saying I'm all in on HEX. I think own all of them. I would personally, right? You can do what you want. I wouldn't ignore any of them. That's just me. Okay. So here he is talking about PEPE. And we've just got to go through this, right? I've just given you all these examples of what happens with famous people and sports stars and music artists, even video game industry. So he's going to be tagging other tickers, and he's talking to their communities, because I mean, at the end of the day, friends, it's all network effects, right? Everything is network effects. And even if we go and I show you the stats are shown right here. When we have a look at this, you can see, please draw your eyes to the pink number at the bottom. You see current holders, stakers, the second box here, 120,000. Now, we are still going up. It's very slow. It is very slow. I think the PHEX one is like, instead of 120,000, it's 126,000. So it's growing, but like we're stalling out. You can just tell it's stalling out. It's like it's going to be painfully slow. So you can see now, friends, I know it's hard to wrestle with reality, but the truth is, like, sometimes you think you're in something great, but the whole world's seen it and they don't think it's that great. So you need to do different strategies. That's just how life goes. And I believe what we're seeing here is we're seeing some teething issues when it comes to everybody thinking about, okay, how much value are we going to assign to Pulse, PulseX, PHEX, EHEX, Inc., even the whole ecosystem? Are you going to give zero value to whatever Richard chills? Because this is also a harsh truth to know. if Richard, look, you know, like Richard's going to be tagging other communities and there might be weight to him. So if you believe, like, this is what I'm doing here, I'm trying to explain to you why you're going to keep seeing people keep degen gambling. It's not because they're degenerates themselves. It's the market reacting to something and go, wait a minute, if I'm punting that this guy, Richard Hart, is going to make like some sort of miracle to rescue Pulse, PulseX, HEX, PEPE in the future, then perhaps other words that come out of his mouth will also be seen as valuable and the other coins he shills. So that's how people will get into the trap of trying to play that game. But while PulseX, HEX, and PEPE, while they're so cheap, I'm not playing that game at all. And as you can see from the charts, like you have Pulse here, it looks dead. Like HEX, PEPE, they all look dead, but of course we know what they are. Got to find the bottom. And yeah, just for reference, these are way worse than what HEX was doing at the start. Yes, HEX had more people coming in and attacking all the communities. Yes, it was. But price action wise, this is way more garbage and it's not even close. This is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are 5 candles down here. If you go back and check HEX's bottom, I can show you it right now. You'll be able to see at the bottom here, you'll be able to see there was a swoop up candle here and then a doji, green. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like in just 4 weeks, we had just swooped up and recovered the mess. And then we went sideways and we continued up. So we don't have this swoop up candle where from the bottom, look at this, a plus 86% rally. That's what it had. So that would be, I mean, we didn't even go down that much to even justify it, but it would be the equivalent of Pulse here, PLS, going back to 1.5 times SAC. So 0.000 15,000, and then all PulseX doing like a, plus 90%, plus 100% rally. So we have not seen that yet. Maybe that comes soon. I don't know. Obviously, there's some sort of plan Richard's got here. He's talking about, hey, don't listen to me. So this is where I know it's starting to get hard because most of the community, they want old Richard, where it was like him saying, I am authoritative, listen to all my words. But now he's even telling everyone, hey, stop being a degen, even though I'm saying these words. And it's hard. It's hard. I understand it's hard because a lot of people want one single source. They go, single source, everybody point this way. But if you want to win in this game, you can't have this approach the whole time. There has to be an adaptation. There has to be an evolution. And clearly, he can see the future. He can see the trends that are happening. He knows people want to come for the casinos, for the DEX trading, and he's trying to find a competitive edge with other crypto out there. And we can even tell by the new farms that were added. And just to let you know, the farms here, friends, were dropped so fast, it's not funny. Like we went from 2,000% APY, we crashed down to like a couple of 100% already. This is the PEPE farms. PEPE farms were added. And I'll just show you quickly here. If we go to the bottom, look at this. So PEPE is down to 500% and 300%. When they first came out, it was 2,000 and 1,000%. And it hasn't even been a day. So people are quickly learning. The liquidity locusts, they're learning quickly, and there is no competitive edge here. You got to get in before the crowd. And so my final piece here for you, baby dolls, is I'd like to tell you what I think Richard's actually doing. So a lot of people have the ideas like, what's actually going on here? This is what I think he's doing. All right. My guess, I don't know if it's true, but this is just what I feel is happening. What I feel is happening is we have our pocket here. This is our treasure. And we're going to have just a little gold coin here to signify our treasure. Pulse, PulseX, HEX, PEPE. You can even put Inky if you want. Who cares, right? So this is our treasure. We have it over in one section. And you're wondering, oh my God, these are on the floor and no one's buying them. So I think his plan, obviously no expectations, we're just guessing. I think his plan is on his drawing board, his blueprint. He says, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go through every single poop coin. So there's going to be poop coin here. We got PEPE, right? We're going to have SHIB. We might have Link. We might have Mana, whatever it is. All the large caps, who cares? Okay, whatever it is that he comes across. We even had wrapped Bitcoin, all poop coins, all imaginary figments of reality that may or may not exist. So we have the different poop coins. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get attention from their communities. And what I'm doing here, I'm showing the liquidity locusts rush in, they farm it, and they stay down. Okay, so what he's doing is he's trying to get everybody in super fast and then let them do the slow burn. And in that slow burn of liquidity, that's actually good because you're still at a higher place than where you started. So even though it slow burns over time, look at where we started. We started from 0. So basically no liquidity. So he just wants liquidity there everywhere. That's what he needs. He's basically starting the rocket. So he's got to go to every single community and he's got to bring every single one by one. And he's telling you bluntly, he's saying, don't fail the test. Don't sell your bags to go buy the top of this trash and do these yield farming, because people, when they yield farm, they will take tiny percents. You'll be amazed how little percents they have. So his rationale is like, well, okay, if you're holding these poop coins anyway, you should like your cute little 100% APR on them, even though it's in a PEPE poop coin and it's probably like, the top's already in. So the rationale is to get all them in, to get liquidity in everywhere. So you have these little liquidity bursts everywhere. Now, they don't stay, of course. They'll eventually rinse over time. And then once he's finally got all the liquidity of all the biggest communities, he's either going to start, right, no expectations, start directly pumping one of them, just literally to the freaking moon, unexpected, or he's going to start pumping his treasury coins, Pulse, PulseX, EHEX, PHEX, or starting at least to promote them, start talking about them all, start to actually do the real marketing, because we have a lot of people watching in this if this happens. So if we don't get the people in, then no one's watching. So right now there are no eyeballs, all right? But now, once you have liquidity in, now we actually have the eyeballs. Everybody is here and they can see. So once they're looking at their coins are doing these little zippy ups and downs, right? Up and down, screwing around, people leverage trading. That's when I think the rocket is actually ready to launch. And there has to be a rocket emoji here to show us the future. And we're going to have our astronaut suit on. So this is most likely what I think would happen, because once you have all the eyeballs and all the attention, then you can do what I would call, I guess, the great show. And what would the great show be? I guess it would be, we got Pulse right here. The great show would be, hey, all these eyeballs would be like, whoa, what's happening? So you want to bring these degens in. They're in these pump and dump coins. They just go like this, they screw around. And then once they're all watching, they get to witness greatness. And they get watching, and they get to come participate and give more attention, give more marketing, give more branding, and then they onboard their own communities. Because at the end of the day, he's probably hinted, right? Even though everybody's a degenerate out there, he wants to show them a better way. He's bringing in the downtrodden of society. That's how he sees it in his mind. Depends. Don't worry about like the judging left or right, up, down. It's in his mind. He's seeing these people. He's like, I can show you guys a better way. Now that I've got you in, I'm going to show you, hey, there are coins out here. HEX gives you native yield. You get to time lock. Save yourself from yourself because you're in these pump and dump coins, right? Take some profit and you can do it in this. Or PulseX, you get to own the casino in PLSX. Or with Pulse, right? You basically are the mayor of the economic city. So these types of marketing they've not been said. He hasn't said a word about them. So when is he going to do it? We don't know. No expectations. Maybe they come, maybe they never come. But of course, at the end of the day, old Richard, probably gone forever. It's going to have to be new because we're already seeing these numbers. Like there's 12 million unique people on Ethereum plus HEX has only got 120 to 200,000 people. If you're trying to onboard like even 5%, friends, 5% of the 10 million of Ethereum people, that's 500,000. You're literally tripling to quadrupling the HEX and PulseChain community already if you're getting like 5% of the new people out there and all the new people coming in. So what you want, that's a thing of the past. So yes, him streaming and talking for 3 hours to the same community, that is probably, those days are done. I won't be surprised if his streams start literally getting dedicated to other communities. That's what I won't be surprised if that happens. But I guess we'll wait and see. So that's what I think is happening. Don't sell bags and go chase these pump and dumps. Please don't do that. You're with people gambling, thrashing things around. The slippage is high. Everyone's pooping around and they're scooping up stuff. You're just going to have faith. We don't know what's going to happen with these scenarios, just like everything else. Like Bitcoin can go to zero tomorrow. We don't really know. So at least you have a strategy now. Now you've heard my thoughts. Now we can continue with strength. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. Tell mum and dad we still love them. We're going to make it to the moon. Like, subscribe, press the bell button and all. Catch you in the next one.